Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Post Credits Podcast, a show where we are lucky enough to talk about movies with you. This is episode 29, recorded on May 11th. Thank you for the silence, guys. I appreciate that. 2025 to get posted on podcast services on Tuesday, May 13th.
Were we supposed to shout out May 11th?
Yeah, what were we supposed to do there?
I don't know. I thought you guys would do like.
We did not go over this in
But you guys always interrupt me in some weird fashion, so I just give you the room to do it.
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
That's why
Now you just look foolish.
Oh God, what's
I mean,
happening?
is that a
way
different-
better.
We're fair.
We're spiraling.
So the usual spots: Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Podbean, and then on YouTube. Yeah. If you're listening to it on audio, first of all, thank you. But feel free to go check it out on YouTube as well. You can watch the full episode, and we snip out, cut it out. Remember that? Full House.
Yeah, I started that last week. And
They got vetoed then.
it did.
We cut out segments and now play them as well, so you can enjoy them without watching the full episode. However you choose to enjoy the content, thank you very much.
Sure. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. I'm sitting on a stool this week. I don't know how my bottom is going to.
Oh no, you're not. Your lower back is not going to like that.
I'm good. I'll be all right. I'll be all right.
Because Grayson's chair for some reason will not stay up, and he didn't want to sit down like a little kid like this.
It kept falling.
Yeah, it was funny.
But-
like it would go up and then slowly.
What's
sit
new in
down.
your world, guys? I went camping. I am back now. I did not get
When
eaten
you
in
say
the woods.
camping, do you mean like you didn't go in the woods?
No, we did. I didn't get eaten in the woods.
Oh, okay. I thought you said we didn't go into the woods. I'm like, what kind of camping did you do? I was like, going to a cabin is not.
No. I don't do the glamping. No, we did like actual tent set up and
Nice.
had a fire, and my
Good
brother and
weekend
I
for it.
shared a
Really good
2-man. What's that?
It's good weather for that. Like
It was actually perfect. It's like Friday night into Saturday, and then in Sunday morning it was perfect weather. It was idealistic, but it was wonderful. I had a good time. I went on some hikes. I made a fire or two, which I didn't think I could do, but
Nice.
I won't die in the woods now whenever I ever get lost.
Do you think this improves your zombies?
Okay,
It'll take you longer to die.
Okay, yeah, I'm not.
It's okay. Like you
That's fair.
extended your lifeline. It's good.
Yeah, we did the whole s'mores thing, had hot dogs. Well, see, they've been there. My core friend group has been there since Wednesday morning, and they do the long twice a year, once in the summer, once in the fall.
Okay.
Well, they Wednesday to Sunday. I can only.
What a random
I know.
time of year to do that.
They love.
I mean, listen, I love camping too, and if it was like, hey, over Memorial Day weekend, like we get out there Thursday and we go all the way through and come back till Monday, I get that. But like Wednesday, go to work, man.
Dude, they make the call. I didn't make the call anyway.
Huh.
I really had a good time though, but I wanted to prove to you guys I could do it and not die.
You didn't drink at all.
You weren't alone.
No, there was no drinking. There was a bunch of no. 2 of the attendees were pregnant.
I mean, I recommend that they don't.
You and
drink.
who else?
Very funny.
Congrats.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
To a man, you ruined his fucking surprise for later.
Oh my goodness! Can't even get through the introduction ever. But yeah, what's going on with you guys this week? What's going on?
Well, hold on. I hate camping.
Why do you hate camping?
I think it's.
I didn't peg you for the guy that would hate
Yeah,
camping.
I grew up playing in the woods and stuff. So like and I've gone camping a couple of times, like in my backyard and stuff. Spend the night out there a couple times a year. I find there's zero appeal to that to me.
All right. Well, some people just don't like it.
I got a soft bed. I got air conditioning or heat.
Can I just talk about? So my brother and I slept in a 2-man for 2 nights, and despite the pads they sell at Walmart, sleeping pad like Coleman, like you can't Coleman, like even though I had stuff beneath me, I was sleeping like it didn't matter. It didn't matter.
Nope.
It was. It's gonna take me a while to recover from this, but I got it.
If you never go camping, you never have to worry about this.
Well,
See, hold up. That's not true because I'm at the age where I can like hurt myself sleeping.
I mean,
You're like,
also
listen,
fair.
we have all woken up like this,
yeah,
and like your arm is just fucked for a week. You're just like,
got that weird twin
Yeah.
going on.
or like your foot hung off the bed for like an hour and a half, and
Oh,
like
yeah.
I would rather be dead.
This needs to be empty.
Yeah,
now.
like-
This is it.
Just take me to the hospital now.
cut it off now.
That's it. It's already dead. I can't feel it anymore. It's gone.
Yeah, so anyway, fuck camping. But all right, cool. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. Then.
What did you guys get into this weekend?
I mean, it's Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness! Yeah,
Yeah, that's a big
happy
deal.
Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Yeah.
It's a big
Word
deal.
to your mother. It's
Yep.
The one day where that's an acceptable phrase. Yeah.
no. It's acceptable every day. If you,
Word up to your mother.
if you're classy like me.
I out Mother's Day my brother
Wow.
this year, which feels good. I got there a day early and I did stuff for my mom, so You know,
Oh,
I won Mother's Day this
I was
year.
wondering where you were going.
Yeah. I won Mother's Day this year, so yeah, I got to my mom first because he was like doing like adult shit someplace. So I showed up with flowers. I gave them to my mom. They were just cheap ass flowers I got on the way to my mom's house.
That still counts.
She doesn't know that until now.
I took a quick picture with her, and then I made a crude joke at her expense to her, made her laugh. Sent the picture to my brother, and then I made dinner. Therefore, I win. Got it.
Did you leave immediately after dinner?
Actually, no. I played a board game because that's what mom wanted.
What board game? Whoa, you can't just not say what board game.
I'm
sorry because you're not sorry.
Well, it's one of those things that Well, I mean, so the game is.
Was it Settlers of Catan?
It was not.
For the Monopoly.
I would play that though.
Look,
Settlers of Catan is awesome.
Friendships and family bonds are broken during Monopoly.
They are. We used to take Monopoly way too seriously. It's a game called Dice Throne. It's fantastic and it's amazing. And everyone should play it.
Okay.
Dice Throne.
Yes, it's like Yahtzee mixed with like a card game like Magic, and it's a lot of fun.
Okay,
interesting.
It's like a lot of really cool.
It's like a hero shooter board game style. It's neat.
Nice.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
What about you, Raj?
Well, I went to church today, which is the first time that I've gone to church in several years.
I was gonna make a joke, and then I wasn't sure how often this actually happened, and I would have felt really bad.
It's been a few years. It's not really my thing.
Is that what you do with your mom now?
Yeah, we went as a family.
Okay.
It's fine. Sure,
Yep.
we had a good time. Whatever. Yeah, I realized I haven't been there since I had a ponytail and things like that.
Man.
So it was different for people.
Yeah.
I grew my hair out since then. But no, it was fine. We had a bunch of people. We had like a picnic in my house. I smoked a pork butt. It was great. Had a good time. Had a couple of like margarita style drinks and relaxed. It was good. Watched a baseball game. It was a classic.
Very cool.
Classic afternoon. It was awesome.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was fine. Everybody's fine.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big deal.
So what'd you do for Mother's Day besides skip out on your family and go fucking camping all weekend?
Well, we came back. We left at 6:30. Left 6:30 this morning.
6:30 in the morning.
Yeah, we did.
Why?
We realized that like we should have left the night
because it's Mother's Day.
Well, yeah. We wanted to get back home. She loves the place.
Mexican.
Yeah. So it's not often that my brother and I are both here on Mother's Day, so it's a big deal to her.
Good.
So
Nice.
Good. That's good, man. Shout out to Mama Maxwell.
Yeah, for
Mama
real.
Max and Mama Raj and Mama Chris and Mama Bond, Mama Stillion, all the moms out there. All the moms. But we're going to talk about some not good.
We are going to do that in a little bit.
It's actually really fun. I'm actually really excited about this. Roger suggested it like 4 hours ago. And I'm like,
yeah, I should have done it like last week when I actually had the original idea.
Yeah.
And I fucking totally forgot about it. So, because I'm also this week, which is bullshit, by the way.
Yeah.
No, like real work. I had to do my actual fucking job, which is lame.
That's stupid, right? Yeah.
It was a really good time.
I'm thinking about just stopping that. So.
Yeah.
Right?
What if I just don't go anymore?
Weird.
Your kids have a powerful need to eat and have a roof over their head.
I'm trying to figure out how long I can just not do my job though and still collect
look, if I don't do my job for a while, I won't get fired. If I don't do my job forever, eventually they will find out that I'm not doing it. But like, there's got to be a finite amount of time that I can do absolutely nothing and still get the max amount of pay.
Yeah. There's an efficiency ratio here to where you could not do any work and get paid for X amount of time.
What's the everyman, the Office Space? He's like, yeah, I'm just not going to do it today.
Yeah, I don't think I want to do that. What about bills? I'm not going to pay those either. Yeah,
what do you do for income? You know, I haven't really thought about it, but I'd like to have lunch with you later. Remember that?
Yeah. Office Space, one of my favorite movies of all time.
That's one of the best movies ever.
I mean, it doesn't, like, it's a movie that is aging for different reasons, just because, like, the world is totally different in that realm now, so...
Yeah, it's hard to watch that and relate anymore.
Yeah,
the offices aren't just
still fucking
like that.
Hilarious, though.
Oh, yeah.
Offices just aren't. Same with like when I watch Election, like that. No. That hits a bell with me with school. But, like schools aren't like that anymore.
No,
it's like it's just not. So
totally
it's just like it's a flashback to the past for me. But yeah, workspaces. We don't use 3.5 floppy disks. Like isn't that when they spin and hand each other? It wasn't the 3.5 floppy.
Oh man, a picture of there's like some Gen Z challenge thing where it shows a bunch of images and they have to guess what it is. And
is it 3.5?
A 3.5 floppy comes up and they say the save button.
Oh my!
And that's the only thing they know it as at this point.
We used to have 2 of those in our bag starting school year.
Well, yeah, I remember like I was in college when like it became like mandatory, like you had to carry that shit with you. And I had like the same floppy disk forever, and I'll just use it, erase it, use it, erase it. And it held like 2 kilobytes or some shit. Like
2 megabytes.
yeah, nothing, absolutely nothing.
You guys remember?
925 write speed.
Yeah.
You guys remember when like one of those little memory sticks you need for papers and whatnot, like a 10 megabyte stick was like $40.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Like, I remember that.
Yeah, I got two 1 terabytes I got for like $49.99 the other day.
Just because we just talked about Office Space, one of the funniest interactions I ever had in my collegiate life, which was not long after, like in the same era of Office Space, was when I walked up in my computer lab and I popped my floppy disk in and I hit the print button to print off my report, because if you print it off of campus, it was free.
Yeah.
And I went over to print and it said PC load letter. And one of the things when he's fighting with it, he goes, PC load letter? The fuck does that mean? So, like, I said that very loudly in the computer lab, and many people laughed. It was funny. But, you know.
At least we were.
That movie would have been like very recent, too.
That's very hurtful and goddamn accurate.
Chris has good insight into the Roger.
That's it. That's how funnier it used to be.
God damn.
That's it. Yeah. It was funny then.
Yeah, cool.
Still kind of
yeah, neat.
less fun.
Let's start a show, guys.
Let's do it.
Let's start.
Jump in.
Let's start a show. But before we do, let's talk about what we're going to talk about. We've been yammering on. We're going to talk about the box office, then some trailers this week. Very excited about those. I have a movie recommendation coming at you. Then we're talking about some bad movie moms. Should be a very interesting discussion, I think.
Yeah, some of these people suck pretty bad.
Yeah. And then we're going to talk about Fight or Flight, which I think, for the most part, the three of us went into it with having almost no, like...
I never watched a full trailer.
I did not watch the trailer. I avoided it. I didn't.
Yeah.
Because, like, it got to a point where it was a couple of weeks ago where we actually did some show prep, because we do that every now and then.
Every now
And we were, like, trying to map out, like, what we're going to talk about specifically for the show. And, like, there's nothing to come out this week, really, at all. Fight or Flight was there. We're like, okay, cool. We'd never seen it, never seen a trailer for it that I remembered.
And it was Josh Hartnett. So.
And we decided to, okay, let's take a look at it. And then, like, 2 weeks ago, or whatever it was, like, we still hadn't seen the trailer. And I'm like, fuck it. I'm not going to watch a trailer.
Yeah.
Let's just go in blind. So we did. I'm like, look, it's okay. It's fine. It's a fine film.
It is a fine film indeed.
Bold choice by us, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
Let's start a show. Let's talk about the box office, though, shall we?
Sure.
So here's the box office. Here's the rub of the box office. Once I get it back into the...
Good.
Oh, man, box office. There we go. Okay, number one, Thunderbolts. Doing very well for another 33.1 million with its worldwide of 272.
That's okay.
So that's climbing.
It's moving.
It's much better than it was last week. Very happy for that.
Good.
Sinners.
Thunderbolts is a fine movie, or New Avenger, whatever the fuck they're calling it now, which is weird.
Thunderbolts, star symbol. Sinners, 21.1 with a worldwide of 283, which is
that's a good number
for a rated R movie. That's very respectable.
It's the fact that it's making 20 million still
is good.
Is good
very
for it.
Yes.
Yeah, and shout out to whoever's still watching our Sinners video from a couple of weeks ago. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
it's there for you all.
Just keep replaying it.
Yeah, hey, listen, do it. Yeah. New people, if you haven't watched that video, go back a couple of weeks and watch that one. It's excellent. My friends,
you'll like it. You'll like it a lot. Number 3.
Notice I said mine, not theirs.
Fair. Minecraft. What did Minecraft bring in this week? An additional, 8, another 8 small millions for a world of
99.
It's coming up to that Billy mark. It's very possible.
I don't know, man. Like,
but the overseas
I'm probably going to write it off as not going to make $1 billion, but it's fucking tough to say.
Yeah.
Because, like, its audience dies with Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, of course.
So
yeah, especially U.S. side.
Yeah.
Clown in a Cornfield, which is getting some decent attention. 2.4 million for a worldwide of 3.6 for a worldwide of 3.6. But I'm not really big on clowns. So
no,
I'm okay not watching this one.
We should have watched that one, honestly.
Well, for him, yes, absolutely. I would have stomached it for him.
No.
It'd
have been an experience worth talking about, but we didn't, and here we are.
Did not. Here we are indeed.
And we won't. Thank you.
6 through 10 are as follows: Shadow Force, Fight or Flight.
The fuck is Shadow Force?
Shadow Force is a fine movie, and I'm very happy for its success. Keep going.
Yeah, it's got some people that you know if you don't look at it. But
yeah.
Number 7 is Fight or Flight. Number 8 is Until Dawn. Number 9 is The Amateur. And 10, King of Kings, still doing all right for itself. Still making some money. So there's your box office.
Very cool.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of.
Feels like a slow week for box office, but at the same time, nothing big came out.
The Assassin Family movie. Okay.
Thunderbolts is still kind of like still
really
making its money.
Yeah. Still supposed to do.
Yeah.
Boys, let's talk about some trailers. We haven't done this for a while. Sure. Let's talk about Life of Chuck with Loki himself, Tom Hiddleston.
Do you think he plays Loki in the film? Like that's the twist?
No,
Oh,
no, not even a little bit. What do you guys think? See, this is a movie that I know you guys know has Brace written all over it.
oh yeah.
But like, give me your first. Like, the trailer we've seen wasn't even like a real trailer; it was like kind of like teaser. But what are you guys' first impression on it?
I mean,
big
like,
on this
look, this looks like one of the movies that is. I don't want to say Oscar bait because it doesn't quite feel that fancy, but it feels like a movie. Because like it's written by Stephen King, and it's like they tout it as like the Shawshank Stephen King and the Green Mile Stephen King, which is like, look, excellent movies.
Legendary movies,
legendary books, and like excellent stuff. And if they like to put that on your trailer, like expecting us to want to look into that kind of movie realm is asking a lot. So like this fucking better be good. And if it's not, it'll be really sad. Because like if I go in expecting it to be like somewhere to fall in between Shawshank and Green Mile, like that's really high bar.
It's got the cast. It has a big cast. It's got. See, I think it is up for Oscar. Like it wants to win Oscar.
Okay, well sure. Like look, again, I hope every movie we ever watch is good. Like that's all I ever want. And it's hard at this point for a movie coming out in May or June to be like that should be an Oscar movie because that's just generally not when it happens. So they do that shit for a reason.
Fair. Unless you're Crash, then you win Best Picture.
But Crash is a good movie.
It's the worst of the kind of like the last 30 years of.
I bet you Crash doesn't feel that way.
Well, no, I bet you it doesn't.
I bet you every time they shine that Oscar up, it looks real fucking.
Wait,
nice.
hold on. Jason Statham got an Oscar for
Crank 2. Yes.
Crash. Okay,
Yeah. Yes.
Chris, what do you think about it? Like? I know it's typically not your type of movie. So what do you think?
I'm offended. What do you mean by not my type?
Well, it's a movie that you look. I could be wrong, but knowing you, I don't think it's like the movie that you would choose over like an action film to go watch. But that's just. What do you think? I mean, like, I'm obviously love it. You don't seem silent.
I'm not very excited for this one. I actually love movies that are dialogue driven and character driven. Those are like my favorite movies. So, like this one being probably those things. I don't know. I don't understand what the movie's about besides Chuck.
That is a thing.
So I'm not certain what exactly is happening in this film by what the trailer's showing me. I just see this guy who seems like he's got a lot of memories that he's connected to, and we're going to get a lot of sappy flashbacks to these things.
So you think this ends or starts with him being dead, or dying?
I'm not sure where it's going to start.
There's a fair chance that's.
But like you guys said, Oscar bait, right? So like mention it if it is or isn't that
sure.
kind of thing. I actually just feel like this is like emotional bait.
Mm.
Is kind of like the way it feels right now. I don't have enough to make any other adjustment besides that because the trailer doesn't do anything besides make like already connect you to like memories of people, and obviously he's like reliving some memories and stuff that are like important to him. So that's all I can really get from right now. I love.
When I said Oscar bait, I definitely meant some emotional bait.
Yeah. I get you.
But I guess you're right because we have a shared affinity for Green Mile and Shawshank.
Yeah.
So like I got to give my word. So okay. So I'm gonna retract my statement on that, Chris. But sure. But,
yeah. Well, it's just one of those things where like I love Tom Hiddleston. I think he's one of the better actors that are doing it right now, and I just don't know what this is about to really be excited for it. I'm excited Tom Hiddleston's in it. You know what I mean?
You also love Carla Gugino, Karen Gillan, Nick Offerman, Mark Hamill, Mark Flanagan, Tom Hiddleston.
She would tell
Matthew Lillard. She would tell
Matthew Lillard.
Jacob Tremblay. And a couple other people. Like
always
big.
Talk about reliving glory days.
God, he will always be that man.
Well, that's his big.
I know.
Also, Shaggy.
It's true.
And he was just in something a year or two ago with the scary horror film. He was the animatronics. They come to life.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah, he was the villain of that too. Pretty much, whenever I see him in a movie, I assume he's going to be the villain. So especially nowadays.
Again, the Shuck Silk.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Matthew Lillard. So
me too. I like him as a person. He's actually very pretty.
Matt Lillard, if you'd like to come on the show and talk to us about whatever.
Anything.
I don't. Sure, we'll do it.
You don't have to come to this weird basement either. You can just zoom in. We'll make it work.
No, the basement is required.
Roger was quick to no. Quick to put the kibosh on that.
The basement is.
All right, Life of Chuck, I think is going to be. We're all looking for that. At least I am.
I'm lukewarm on it.
Okay, Roger.
It's only a matter of time before I start calling it Chuck Life. And I just want you to know these jokes are going to go.
All right.
I just expect him to be a secret agent working at some weird department store.
Well, okay. So let me just. So the IMDb description.
Wasn't that Zachary Levi?
Yes.
Wasn't that him? Yeah.
So here's the IMDb description: a life-affirming, genre-bending story based on Stephen King's novella about 3 chapters in the life of an ordinary man named Charles Vance. There's no again, we have no idea. It just told what the trailer told us. So yeah, I really get excited about stuff like this.
I mean, here's the thing: we're probably going to talk about it, and I hope it's good.
Yep.
And if it's an introspective into people and why they are the way they are, I'm always a fan of. But let's talk about the other trailer we watched.
What we got?
I'll tell you what we got. The Unholy Trinity.
Yeah.
Which is a Western with Pierce Brosnan. So I'm in regardless, because as soon as I hear Western with Pierce, I don't care what it is, I'm in.
I'm going to fall the fuck asleep in this movie.
Do you think so?
I know so.
And Samuel L. Jackson.
I will fall asleep in this film.
Really?
Oh, 100%.
Those two can't keep you awake, Pierce and Charles.
I don't think anyone could keep me awake in this movie.
Fair. I want you to know, in my family, who's going to be super excited for this is my 75-year-old
your dad. Yeah!
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Shout out to Papa Raj.
He's going to love this shit. He's going to love it. Quick story about Papa Raj.
Yeah.
Is I just gave him a thumb drive. It has all 3 seasons of Deadwood on it.
Oh, hell yeah.
So,
man.
Here's it. He doesn't know. I gave it to him. I was like, I think you'll like this show. He's going to fucking love it.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Good for him.
Yeah.
He's got something cool to watch for a while.
He does. Listen, Deadwood. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Shit was awesome.
Yep.
That's a big show, too. For a few years it was pretty
good. It was 5 years.
Ian McShane and some other people. Yeah. That was another good miniseries.
But back to Unholy Trinity. It does have a lot of good people in it. A Western now, it's tough to pull off. It just doesn't correlate usually to, good stuff. We had a big Western last year with the Kevin Costner Horizon thing.
Yeah.
And,
which we still don't know. We're getting the second piece of that.
And, it did decent money, and then it just died.
Yeah.
It was critically not a success. The story was a fucking jumbled mess. I did take my dad to see that with me, and he was like, I don't know what's going on here. And I'm like, sorry, Pops, neither do I. So,
I was a big fan of that one. I thought
it was okay, but
I thought it was better than what you just described it, but I can't, not a whole lot better. It's
I just think the audience for Westerns is dying out. Literally, it's one of those things where the fan base, the people that were more excited for Westerns, could almost taste them in their recent past. You know what I mean? So it's it was a different kind of thing that drew that audience in. Just a different mindset, a different peoples that really got into Westerns, and we just don't have that quite as much at this point. So I just don't think the genre stays alive for that reason, and I think it just shows with everyone. This is going to come out most likely, and I don't know.
Streaming services 2 weeks later.
It's going to get married.
Yeah, it's good.
4th of July, it launches on the streaming service.
Yeah,
Thurbeth.
Streaming Thurbeth. It's gonna make about $30.8 million. And that'll be it. On its opening. I hope it does better. Actually, no, it'll do more because there are still enough corpses still going to the movie theaters to watch things like this.
But what's it coming against? It's got to be out against something because it's mid-June.
Yeah, so I mean,
it can't have its own date.
There will be enough of the fan base to give it a great opening week for whatever it is.
I don't even think that's true.
But after that, it'll make nothing.
Congrats on 4th place opening weekend.
yeah, it'll make $9 million, and then after it'll be.
You think it'll make 9?
I think summer movie Western. I think it'll pull out. It will pull out the Western crowd nationwide.
Well, you see, those older, they tend to show up steadily, for a couple of weeks, really kind of nail it home. So yeah, maybe I guess it's possible.
Yeah, we'll see.
Sam Jackson and Pierce Brosnan. I'm sure they had fun on set. I'm sure those two had a lot, or they didn't.
Or they're both curmudgeon old men at this point.
Or that's the case.
They're sitting in their trailers and getting out there in their makeup and all their clothes, because they wore a lot of clothes in these movies for some reason.
Pierce is still a handsome son of a bitch.
Yes, of course.
He looks like Daniel Day-Lewis from Gangs of New York. Gray hair.
You did say that.
It threw me off.
What was I going to say about that? I was having a comment about that, and I was just flipping.
If you want to get people to come back and watch Westerns, make one of these guys named Arthur Morgan.
Yeah.
And just do the Red Dead story.
Yeah.
Just do it.
If you made a Red Dead movie, that Western would make money, because you're going to gain the audience that doesn't come to these things usually, right? Yeah. You'll get both.
Because, look.
That would make money.
I love Red Dead Redemption 2. It's one of the greatest games of all time.
Of course it is.
I have no desire to watch Holy Trinity. So,
Well,
And listen, I watch movies all the time that I never see. So, like, it's just, I should be excited for stuff like that because I don't mind a Western and I just don't really care. But again, if we are going to watch it, I want it to be good.
True.
Because what happens a lot, because we have seen some Westerns recently that have been really, really bad. And a bad Western is one of the worst type of genres to sit through because
they're long. Usually, they're almost always
oh,
long.
there's never been a short Western.
Yeah.
Never. But like, look, you want a good Western? Go watch Unforgiven. You're welcome. Thank you.
There's a million Westerns on that list. You can stage.
Yeah, like, look, I
famous,
hope it's my turn to pick a movie to a recommendation. We're just going to do Unforgiven and we're just going to cruise right on through.
That's a hell of a movie. It's very gritty. You know, Clint Eastwood, Morgan Freeman. It's very
multiple Oscar winner.
Yeah.
I'll never vote on it.
Unforgiven. Boy,
you
that's
should, though. It's fucking. That's good.
Unforgiven.
You should though.
I can't make you do any of this, but I'm recommending you at least watch Unforgiven.
Someone's wrong here. It's not me.
You know what?
You ever seen it?
I've seen it once.
Here's the thing about that. Like, that's what I like.
Maybe I should just watch it.
That's why I love the movie brackets, because like that's where we seeing everything. Like that's where I separate myself from. Be like, I can on video say, "Are you sure you want to make that decision?" Like I will say the Aladdin against the Gladiator. That was a tough call for me. I think about that every day.
Yeah.
Some days I'm not quite so sure that Aladdin should have edged it out, but other days
I'm pretty sure.
I just don't know, because I mean you're talking about one of the most iconic movies of their age, both of them, so of their generation.
How many weeks we got to a bracket? It's got to be one coming up, right?
I still say Winter Soldier should have took it all, but you guys are crazy.
I know you did.
So,
well, hold it. No, look, here's the thing. No more movie or well, because Winter Soldier did.
I had to vote against Ghostbusters. Fuck you. I don't understand. Fuck you.
You did.
We're off topic.
All right, so
that's
the
fine. We do good work.
About the trailers is like, this is where I'm gonna start, because like when I get back to an AMC, that's when I start to see the movies, stuff like that, as I wouldn't normally see. And now I'm paying for movies, like at marquees. What is this?
It really is a downer.
I mean, especially when I'm paying for A-list. But
when
I get back to an AMC, I'm like, this is what like those movies are perfect for. Is I have A-list, might as well watch it.
Yep.
You know? Yeah, very excited about that. But let's talk about a movie recommendation.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, with the movie of the week, Fight or Flight, kept in mind.
Which one are you going for?
So it came down to Snakes on a Plane, or it comes down to
Con Air?
Con Air. I keep forgetting Con Air. I'm gonna have to go with Con Air because
the movie you just forgot about.
Yes, well, fine, but my memory's off. But here's the thing. Let's talk about Con Air for 1 second.
Cameron Poe, baby.
We all have an affinity for Con Air, right? Chris, I imagine you do too.
I love this movie so much. I haven't seen this movie in a long time, though, because I haven't had cable television in a long time, which is when I always watch Con Air.
Dude, like TBS.
Like TNT mid-afternoon.
And it still has one of the best memes of all time with the wink, with the camera dolly with the hair blowing in the wink. Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Let's talk about it.
When I tell my wife that this is a great movie and I make her watch it, she's going to divorce me right afterwards.
It's fun.
Listen, I bet you she has a good time with it, though. Because, listen, again, like the movie we're going to talk about here later, doesn't really take itself too seriously.
It really doesn't.
And, like, I mean that in a positive way.
Yeah.
Because, listen, there are plenty of movies that take themselves way too fucking seriously, and it's never for the benefit of the audience.
True.
Like Unholy Trinity.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Like, look, I don't want to thrash it yet. I ain't seen it, but yeah, it feels like it could be.
Yeah.
But we did watch a movie with Nick Cage and the little girl. Wow. You remember that? The old...
Yeah, it was terrible.
Good time.
But it wasn't.
Not at all. The movie sucks.
All right,
you didn't do that show anymore.
Tell us about Con Air.
I'll talk about Con Air.
It's a perfect time to dead.
All right, Con Air. You guys remember what year it was? I'll make you feel old now.
96?
97.
Dang it.
I believe that was almost 30 years
ago. Yes. I can believe
so that. What do you think? A couple years from now, we have like a Con Air 30th anniversary.
Oh, we definitely will.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, we will.
Get that Steelbook Blu-ray you've been waiting for.
Nick Cage, John Cusack, John Malkovich, Cole Meany. Listen to this cast. Big Rames. Yeah. Big Rames. Dave Chappelle, before he was like
Dave Chappelle's here.
Dave Chappelle's funny.
Steve Buscemi, MC Gainey, Danny Trejo being just crazy, because that's what Danny Trejo does, crazy stuff. Monica Potter, the impossibly beautiful Monica Potter, who went up again. Who's the other? Ashley Judd was the other one at the time. Of like those two just went back and forth with like the roles.
Being hot.
Yes, thank you.
Good.
I love your technical verbiage over there. To name a few,
What else would you call it?
Simple yet effective.
Everybody understood.
Yeah, but Con Air is awesome. It's just one of those movies that you don't like. You just watch it, and it's a pure popcorn flick. It really is. Even at home, like you throw it in there, make some popcorn for Con Air. It's just. How many times have you guys seen that one? Man, let me ask you.
So I don't know. I can't tell you how many times I've seen Con Air from start to finish, like in one sitting.
Or like clips.
I can tell you, I have seen parts of Con Air thousands of times, and like that's not even an exaggeration, because it was one of the things, like Chris said. It was mid-afternoon, cable channel, TNT, TBS, fucking Sci-Fi for a while. It would just be playing on a loop for no reason at all.
I've seen the middle of Con Air hundreds of times. I've seen the end of Con Air almost 1,000 times probably. I've seen the beginning of Con Air twice.
Actually,
you know what I mean?
I think it's the beginning that you never see. Like you never get to see like
them dancing.
You don't ever get to see.
I know what you're talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like that. No, that's not Con Air. That's not Con Air.
Well, so here's the thing. So Cameron Poe is your classic. I mean, bro, where he's done nothing wrong, but he's still got the book from that. He did everything right. Now he's getting his wife and girl. Like he just wants to get home, man. He gets stuck on this plane with these crazy cons because of who his cellmate was, and he wanted to make sure he was okay, and it just kind of goes from there. And like the movie coincidence, what do we call it? Plot armor just keeps building until he just. I mean, literally, and then Dave Chappelle's the one he throws out and like lands on someone's car. Right? That's what he's doing. Like, yeah, it's like. Are you serious with that nonsense?
I mean, at some point, somebody gets their arms ripped off.
Yeah, because they're just hanging there. Yeah. And then in the end, they land in the Vegas Strip, and it's just. And then there's
crash into the Hard Rock.
That's not even the big piece. There's still a car chase through downtown on a fire truck. Like that's not even the.
I was gonna say this movie starts in a bar, ends up on a plane, then eventually ends up on a fire truck. So that's the ride you're on.
Bar. Prison,
yes,
landing strip in the middle of nowhere.
Carson City.
Is that where it was?
Yeah.
Carson City, which is
another bomb.
That's a major city.
Another bomb.
Yeah. So Carson City, back on the plane. Vegas, crash, fire truck.
Yep.
And like a long sequence on the fire truck too. Like he like reverse climbs on the ladder and shit. Like
one of my favorite. Just like makes me laugh every time. Of course, when John Cusack is trying to get to the front of the driver's seat, he looks at MC Gainey. He says, "You pull over." Come on, man.
Yeah.
Who wrote that? But it's just fun. And then he puts a fire hose in there and lets it rip.
I mean, this thing's a Mortal Kombat 3. It's amazing.
Well, that's the thing. So I'm going to use the N word on the show. Nuance. Nuance is a big one for me.
I don't like your lead anymore.
That's the thing. It's like I don't. Here's the thing, like that's in the movie. It's not as good as. It's like, well, it works as a big budget blockbuster 90s ride. So you have to consider that. Right?
One of my things for movies for a long time on this show and something else we did before this was that fun matters when it comes to a movie, which actually pays in the movie we're going to talk about in a little bit. Is like you don't really care that Con Air doesn't make any fucking sense at all. Like, you don't really give a shit. But it's kind of awesome. And especially because of the time frame, like 1997, Con Air was the shit.
It really was.
Like, how... Can we look up, like, opening weekend budget? Like, how much... I'll pull that up.
So, yeah, one of my other favorites is the fight in the belly of the plane over the bunny.
Oh, yeah.
With Cameron Poe and Billy Bedlam. Why couldn't you put the bunny back in the box? And, like, they run at each other and, like, what part of a plane is big enough to have a big fight down there? Like it's obviously a set. You know, when you detach your mind from that's nuts. But I bet you the budget, Roger, if you could budget really quick, that couldn't have been a small budget. Had to
for back to that. Yeah, probably.
That had to be like 75.
Con Air opened. I'll get the actual budget here in a minute.
All right.
I love
June 6, 1997.
On D-Day. Good.
Yeah. 24.1 million, topping The Lost World. It dethroned Lost World.
All right.
That had been there since Memorial Day weekend. So,
what was its take though on box office?
24.1 million.
No, like the
I don't know. Con Air cost $75 million.
Yeah, that's about right. That's
not
right. Yeah.
which now we consider a small budget. By the way.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be 150 bucks today. But what's the worldwide take on it?
No,
What I'm calling?
Yeah, I just want to know what
I thought it's
okay, let's guess.
Nick Cage was big then. Too.
Well, and also there wasn't foreign market pretty much wasn't a thing yet.
Didn't exist.
So I bet you it topped out at 82. I'm just guessing.
way off,
like high or low.
way higher.
I was gonna say
Really? Good for it.
Like 250.
A little bit lower, 224.
Good for it. Okay. That'd be, if that came out today, that'd be a $500 million like run in the box office.
And advertising probably cost less back then too.
Yeah,
Probably
yeah.
did.
Yeah, far fewer theaters too.
It made 101 million domestically and about 23 internationally, so it had legs.
Yeah,
so
international in the 90s.
Good for Con Air.
Yeah, good for Simon West and Con Air. But so so also in this segment, I have to eat some humble pie. So on this episode 29, I eat some humble pie. Talk to my friend Chris here. So Chris, how dare you? Chernobyl is fantastic.
Listen,
how dare you not hold me against the wall?
I thought you watched it. I thought for some reason that we had all seen this.
Well, here's the thing. Chernobyl has been on my list for a while. So when was it? It was 2019-ish.
Yeah.
This is important to the conversation. So I was watching literally. It is I mean, I don't know where it sits. Okay, so I don't know where it sits as far as like Band of Brothers is concerned because like I think Band of Brothers
is the only argument here.
So Band of Brothers. So I had a conversation about the same thing in a second. Band of Brothers is the thing that I can say is what I consider the ultimate like limited run series.
Okay.
Like the one season done perfection.
Yeah.
Now Chernobyl's pretty good. It just to be talked about in that realm for me is fucking high praise.
Well, so some other ones that I just jotted down. The Haunting of Hill House, Godless, that's a miniseries on Netflix.
Haunting of Hill House is good. I've seen it, but it has 2 seasons. The second one was way worse.
Sure. Okay. So The Haunting of Hill House, Godless, The Mayor of Easttown, Band of Brothers, The Pacific, John Adams, Waco on Texas. That's
John Adams, I'll give Pacific.
Pacific's nowhere near Band of Brothers.
So that's the thing. So,
but it's still like in the better miniseries.
I would actually consider Masters of Air, the one that was on Apple TV, fairly. It's better than Pacific. I would argue that it is.
Roger on that.
I actually don't, but
I mean, it's fun. But like,
they're close.
Neither one of them are Band of Brothers.
No,
because again, you can't strike lightning twice. Like you can't do it.
Yeah.
And Blackbird with Terry Nitch. I don't know if you guys watched that.
I've never seen
it. No.
John Adams is really fucking good.
Yeah, John Adams is fantastic. So was Waco. I don't know if you guys saw it. To Waco, Texas.
Yeah. You should watch.
Fantastic.
I mean, I have an idea what it's about.
Yeah. You can see it probably.
Taylor Kitsch is really, it's all, but like, I don't know how, this blew my mind. First, it's about, of course, the Chernobyl meltdown in the 80s, which, by the way, they do a fantastic job of, like, making you think it was, like, 1,000 years ago. But it was like, I was alive for this.
Right?
I was
It's wild to think about that this is happening in the world.
Imagine if that happened today.
Yeah.
You'd be freaked the fuck out.
Oh, yeah.
The thing that makes it so strong, let me bring up the IMDb.
Well, the cast is stellar in this thing, dude.
Like
Skarsgård is perfection in the. I don't know who's better. It's either Skarsgård's character or
Jared Harris.
Yeah. Like they're both just so good.
Skarsgård's not bad in it.
But also, if there's ever a Bill biopic, like Skarsgård looked like him, so he should play.
Yeah.
That was my first. So let's go over one second, just for 5. So 2019 makes sense. It was before 2020. Totally makes sense for why it's so good now, because it goes after that. No way, we got this. So it's actually so. It's actually so weird that I was like, how did we don't deserve this? When did this come out? And it's like, pre 2020. Now it makes sense.
Yeah.
So Craig Mazin, who did Last of Us right now.
Yep.
He didn't direct. He directed, I think, 1 or 2, but he's like the creative force behind this.
Yep.
God damn. And the other one you didn't mention, who I loved, Emily Watson, the woman who was.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she's the representation of everyone in the science community.
Yeah, I saw that she was an amalgamation.
Yes, yeah, which I think works for what they're doing with the series. But just the way the series, it comes like episode 1,
comes at you hard.
It's so much, and there's so many. It leaves you with so many questions, but at the same time, it shows you just enough where this is going to be really bad for some people, and then
it starts with Harris hanging himself. So like there's some guilt. There's
Oh,
some
yeah.
reason like then it does the thing. Tarantino saying goes back to the beginning.
Sure.
Yeah.
Get a lot of that in now.
But my God, man, like how have I sat on that?
A
If
wonder-
you've sat on that, you cannot sit on it.
Again, 6 times in 4 years I've seen this thing. So, and I'll end up watching it again. I know.
So you've watched the mass slaughter of dogs and cats and then being lifelessly dumped into a pit 6 times?
Concrete poured on them too.
You watched that 6 times?
Yep.
I
The
can't.
love of the game, baby.
The hopelessness of it all. It just.
I understand the need of it, and
It's so sweet.
And that's
to me.
Barry Cogan, who's the soldier that had a hard time shooting. It's even better because, like, oh my goodness! But what they do with some of this, and there are so many sequences in this that were just like I was like glued to it. Like I was like on the edge of my seat, like glued to the sequences. And like when she sits down with the guys who are stuck and were burned so bad, never get worse. It's like she's talking. She needs to get the full story, but she starts from one saying, "How old are you?" Like
25.
Yep.
And she looks at him like,
Fuck.
"We have to like."
Yeah.
I know she's thinking like, "Well, you can suffer or we can kill you." Like, but I don't want to. Like, it's just
Yeah.
oh, the look on her face told the story.
Acting out in this miniseries is 10 out of 10. The story delivery is 10 out of 10. The way that they kind of like they start someplace, they go forward and they hook backwards, and then they bring you to the trial. It's just a good piece of media, man.
And then they give you like and you're so hooked that you don't mind that it's like a 7-minute like. Here's what happened to this person. Here's what happened to this person. And like you don't mind because you're like you're hanging. You're like,
want to see what
you're properly invested.
Yeah.
And just it's.
You know what's funny about that is Chernobyl came out on Max the same time that the last season of Game of Thrones did, and Endgame, and like that was a big year for a lot of those things. So
not for the end of the game.
Oh, I mean, big moments.
I mean, like, look,
no landing.
we don't talk about big things.
No landings being stuck there, but still big moments.
we don't talk about something, but
I'm glad you watched it. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I'm going to issue you a similar challenge. You have to watch Sunshine.
It's
Call yourself a sci-fi
It's
guy.
something that's been on my radar for a long time now. The last time I got a hold of it, things didn't go the way it was planned, so it will happen. So I'm gonna watch it.
I'm going to give you 2. That's my challenge to you. It's a 2-hour movie. I think. I banged these out. Like I couldn't stop.
I told you wouldn't be able to. I told you you wouldn't be able to. I called it.
That was just. That was a good.
I said you're going to start at 11 p.m. and you're going to look at your clock at 3 and go.
It wasn't 11. It was like 10:30. It was 10:30 on Wednesday night. And I knew I was going camping. So like I had to get it done. And like Monday and Tuesday were I was I started at 7:30, got done at 10 p.m. Just didn't have the energy. Wednesday I got out of using time. I have to power through this now because Max doesn't let you download them to your phone the episodes. So I couldn't watch them while I was asleep at 10.
Yeah.
So I had to get them done.
Yes.
But I didn't. I went to bed. Like I wasn't even mad that I hadn't gotten any sleep because it was going into Thursday. But it was fantastic.
So people, if you haven't seen Chernobyl, watch it. It's Grayson approved.
Thinking of one other thing that would have been like the perfect 1-season miniseries, and the way that it didn't turn out because it ended up being multiple seasons. I think if Tiger King had never gotten more, I think we would be talking about it as like one of the greatest single season entities of all time.
Yeah, if they could have.
I think because we got more, it got worse. Because it just wasn't as good.
I think it's evident because of that weird last episode they did after everything, like that weird like reunion
the
thing.
after episode.
Yeah, like I don't think they knew what they had.
No,
I think we the people made that thing as like into the phenomenon that it was. It wasn't. It was good. Don't get me wrong, and it was entertaining. But like,
it hit at a really
well. No, that's why I was going to say
it has to resonate with the audience for it to be confirmed good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It isn't like it isn't like the Oscars where there's an arbitrary shadow council deciding everything. This is like
now they have to watch the movies all.
Weird, yeah. But so it's like it's
weird requirement.
What's the one rule we have? One rule film criticism.
Yes. I'm qualified to vote for who fucking won Best Picture. Just saying.
Oh my god. But yeah, so
excellent.
7 years running, bitch. Let's go.
Excellent series. I couldn't stop.
I'm glad you liked it.
And the writing is just so good, and the music is haunting, and it's amazing, and Skarsgård is on top of this game.
We need some good TV right now. Like, I don't have anything good going on.
Yeah.
It's not Last of Us Part 2.
It's not.
No, here's like I said last week, I hadn't started it, and then I've seen more and more, and I'm like,
You're probably better off.
Well, here's the thing: I will watch it, but I'll just wait till they're all out, and I'll
Yeah.
just take them all.
Well, like if you want to keep intact, like see how good season 1 was, at this point, it's preferable to me than season 2 is just not getting.
I said I think last week or the week before. It's like the game series. Number 1, season 1 will be just like the first game, one of the best games to ever be created in history. The second one,
pretty divisive.
It's not going to be enjoyed by many people.
Well, so I think the second one's a masterpiece. I don't even object to what people are objecting to the big moment with Joel that they shouldn't do what they do. Like, well, that's a story. Like, I don't even object to that.
Yeah, there's more problems with season 2 than
it's what it's the story that it's the stuff that we see, the stuff that they're make very sure that you see again and again, like never in a game. They were, but like in a delightfully kind of tasteful way that they were there to pick up on, but didn't become the story.
Yeah.
Now it's become the story. I think that's my problem. But yeah, Game of Thrones. Or sorry, Last of Us is it for good TV. But.
Me and the wife started watching Silo.
Okay, I love Silo.
We watched episode 1 of that one. I'm very intrigued by that. For All Mankind as well, which I know you're a huge fan.
I've been a big fan of that one.
Like other TV, like I don't have much else on the radar for like TV stuff, besides like this, like the anime space that I'm in. So what?
The Bear, you caught up?
The Bear, I tried watching. I could not get into.
I don't think you like The Bear.
Yeah, I tried.
I think Bear's.
I tried twice. I can see why it's good. You know what I mean?
Every episode is like this. Too.
Yeah.
You can't. It's like the drug move that made the Breaking Bad. It's like every episode is like this.
You don't know what's fucking going on. Like every minute could be like this is going to implode.
Mm-hmm.
Just fucking
And the casting in The Bear is perfection. So
Silo's great.
How many seasons is that right
now?
Two.
Two, and they're on hiatus right now. Excellent book series. By the way,
I saw the book series.
I have run all the books, so like I kind of feel bad because like I'm done with the books, so like I know what has to happen. But they make in season 2 they make a big different change to it. I kind of dug it because like I can see that story shifting that way. It's fine. So, but Silo's great. For All Mankind, I fucking loved. Like if you're a sci-fi guy, because the further you get on in For All Mankind is like they talk about when we start exploring further off into deeper space using like the solar sail, and they have a whole featurette that they made for that episode about the actual science behind that and where they pulled their information from. I thought that was fucking awesome. They're like, we're serious. Like this is something that has been worked on. And that's why we wrote it in here because people were like, this isn't real. You couldn't do that. Like, fuck you. It is real. And here's a trailer or like 5-minute featurette about how it is real and how close it was to being a real thing. Jeez. Yeah, I was like, dang, all right.
The other thing I'm looking at right now for TV, I forgot about it. I just looked it up again just to make sure I wasn't saying it wrong. It's on Netflix. It's called Eternalis. But it's foreign. I think it's Spain made or something like that. But it's
Spanish.
Well, it's very post-apocalyptic, but it's supposed to be very, very good. I've watched like half of the first episode, and I was ready to watch more, just haven't got back to it yet. So that might be something that's worth looking to if you're looking for good TV.
Is it dubbed or subtitled?
It is dubbed, but it's like it's like Bird Box Barcelona dubbed. So I'm watching it subtitled.
I liked Bird Box Barcelona.
I thought no, it was fine. The dub was bad, but
sure. Yeah. Sorry, the movie itself is good.
Yeah.
Or very watchable.
But even the dub on Netflix, the All Quiet on the Western Front, is kind of egregious.
Which is why I'm watching it subtitled.
That's what. There's a reason I asked because like I'm fine with watching. I prefer to watch subtitles over dub if possible, but it's not always possible.
Yeah, true.
It's just fucking stupid because it has to be cheaper.
Yeah, right.
Why is everything available?
Yeah.
Well, we took a long time, but I thank you. That's a good.
No, I'm glad you watched it. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
You have 2 weeks for Sunshine, though, bro. I mean, I've been trying to watch. I was gonna say, brother, but I'm trying to get you to watch Sunshine for a while now. Like, I think you will love it.
It's a good movie.
I've attempted that a couple times, and if my dealer can get it to me, I want to watch it.
Fair. All right. Dealer may or may not be in the truth.
No.
Let's talk about a crazy movie on this episode.
Not yet.
We're talking about bad movie bombs.
Oh, bad movie bombs.
Bad movie bombs in honors of Mother's Day.
Yeah, sorry.
So yeah, we're changing.
I'm staring at Hartnett's beautiful face. I was like, let's do it.
His frosted locks.
Frosted.
Let's talk about some bad movie moms on Mother's Day. So this segment, episode 29 of Post Credits Podcast, we're going to talk about some bad movie moms.
So I actually had the idea of bringing this up to the guys. Like, it was like 2 weeks ago. I think I first like popped into my head.
Yeah.
And I totally forgot to tell them until like 3 hours before the show. So next time we'll do bad dads for Father's Day.
Okay.
Because
yeah,
there's a lot of shit.
Listen, Mel Gibson's like 9 of them. So
Whoa.
In several different versions.
Yeah.
No.
So get the obvious out of the way.
So, well, no, because I don't want to do that. I just want to go with I think everyone wants to talk about at least one, and then I have some other ones to cover.
There's plenty of honorable mentions.
Well, sure, because look, there are some super shitty moms that I don't want to bring up for obvious reasons. Like the mom from Precious sucks real bad, and she's such a downer. I don't want to fucking talk about that.
Yeah, we can leave it there.
So, but mine is kind of like funny bad, but also she is a shitty mom. It's the mom from Goonies.
Yep.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah. What is it, Fratelli?
Yeah.
Yeah. She fucking sucks, dude.
Oh yeah, she does.
Like, her family sucks. She sucks. Listen, she does get to punch children, though, so,
I mean,
there are good and bad
that's
things
for her
that
benefit.
happen.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of selfish.
Yeah. But, if you watch that movie and you're like, this lady doesn't suck, you're a bad person.
Yeah, this lady rules.
No, she's not even, the fun kind of bad guy. She sucks she sucks at being a bad guy, too. No. That's my first pick.
Okay, all right.
And we don't have to draft it, but that's number one.
Yeah, I got you. So I can go next. So one of the ones that popped in my head instantly was the mom from Matilda. This woman drives me nuts
must be a deep-seated hatred.
Because Matilda's such a sweet kid, and that's the point of Matilda, right?
Who plays her?
That's the whole crux
of it. Wasn't that the girl from the Rob Williams when he dude looks like a lady?
No, not the mom. Or not her, the mom. I'm trying to
the mom.
Oh, the mom.
Yeah. Oh, it was Rhea Perlman. Yeah. Danny DeVito's actual wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but she's such a sweet kid, and all the adults around her besides one sucks, and the mom is just the worst. In my opinion.
And it turns out we just. Back in the late '90s, we just couldn't handle kids that were on the spectrum.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. So I mean, she sucks, man. She's a sweet kid, treating her that way, and just all the shit that goes, and she just doesn't even care about her, willing to give her away, and that just sucks. Screw that lady.
Yep. I agree. She sucks.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with the mom. Gone Baby Gone.
Okay. Yeah.
I think it's an amazingly haunting film.
Gone Baby Gone is a terrible, depressing fucking movie.
But Amy Ryan plays that woman so well, and it's just you hate her through the entire movie. And then when she gets her daughter back, she becomes the same shitty mom.
Yep.
She lost her daughter, leaving her with. It's just. I love that movie. She just gets my blood boiling, man.
Oh yeah.
Yep. No, she definitely sucks.
She's awful mom. Awful mom. But I think a funny mention, of course, is Kevin McAllister's mom, because she's lost him several times.
When I mentioned the category of my wife, that was her first pick. Was I can't stand that woman for losing her kid.
Well, not only losing her, twice. Listen, I will give her some credit in the fact that she fights really hard to correct her mistake, but there's a whole second film about how you fucked up again. So
come on, there's 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah,
those exist.
Yeah, but she's the only in that one, or those two.
I haven't seen past 3, so I haven't seen 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. I know it's 7, but in 3 he gets left behind again.
Not him. It's not Kevin McAllister.
No, but it's a
whole different other kid.
But it's still a kid in the Home Alone series gets left behind.
Yeah, but it's not that.
Well, yeah, it's not that same woman. Yeah.
Well, if we're talking about the Home Alone mom, then that I guess.
Well, I mean, listen. So I would consider all the parents from all the Home Alone films extremely nice. Yeah, because look. We're talking about Home Alone mom. Let's talk about Home Alone dad in a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
his father's
always.
No. But he actually sucks more.
He's getting the shout out. Don't get me wrong.
He sucks more because he doesn't even try to fly back early. He's like, I'll stay here in France.
Yep.
we're already here, babe.
Yep.
We can't go back. All right, so I got a couple more. I think Annette Bening's character, the mom from American Beauty, sucks real bad.
I would fight you on that.
Why?
Because
what's her redeeming quality?
I don't think she's a bad. I think she's a good mom. I think she's an awful wife. I mean,
I mean,
Her daughter is
her daughter fucking hates her.
What's teenage daughters hate?
That's not a
I hope it's true.
Well, I mean,
that's not.
So I just disagree with that because like that movie is so expertly crafted that I think there was very special. When you first said it, I thought you meant the mom of the kid next door who's like zoned out the entire time.
No.
Like that's
she doesn't even.
Yeah.
In that one,
I can see writers for the bring up.
I mean, like, look again though. They're both really not great parents.
Yeah. I have another one you got to laugh at.
Okay,
good.
I was gonna say the mom from Titanic.
So I actually have her on. She's the second to last one on my list.
Okay,
Titanic
yeah.
is on.
Okay, she's basically pimping her daughter to get a better life for herself.
Oh, I mean,
Which, like, I mean, her daughter's happiness may or may not matter to her. I don't know.
I got I got Mother Gothel from Tangled.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
She is.
Oh, there's a lot of Disney moms.
There are a lot of Disney moms, but like there's like specifically her because she's like the worst kind of like villainous mother, where she is like literally like malevolent and like the actual form of abuse that like can happen today, like very often from like like mothers to daughters. So it's just it's something that it's a very real villain that can happen even today, which it kind of falls outside the realm. So that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so.
She sucks real hard.
She does. She sucks.
She sucks. Yeah, like that's it. Other Disney moms, the stepmom, the entire step family from Cinderella.
Yep.
They fucking suck.
Yeah.
Of course.
Most of the step parents.
Yeah. Also.
Disney.
Yeah. Why is that?
It's a formula.
Like, look, every now and then, most people end up with like decent step parents.
There's real statistics with step parents too. So I don't know if Disney's just trying to say something, but it's fine.
Most of these are really old movies. Though.
True.
Yeah. Maybe that was an old trope back in the day. I think that's all that I had. We covered most of the ones.
The mom from Carrie is pretty bad.
The mom from Carrie sucks.
Dirty Pillows.
I just watched both of those.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
I don't
like when you say both, you mean Carrie 1 and Carrie 2, or do you mean Carrie
and then the Chloe Grace Moretz?
Oh,
okay.
Which they did not hit the essence of Carrie.
No, it's
all.
Yeah.
And I was like, why
that's what movies.
But yeah, like that's a shitty movie, right? So like, there's her. I had one more too, but no, it's not
the Bates mom. Psycho.
Oh yeah.
Awful mom.
Oh yeah.
That's my last obviously terrible.
Yeah.
Mother.
Sure. The other mother from Coraline and mom too, because she kind of like is neglecting her daughter. That's why her daughter wants to run away.
All the women in Coraline's life are pretty shitty.
Yeah, honestly, but I mean, other mothers, literally going to eat her and sew her eyes.
Yeah, I mean that's not great.
Yeah, it's not grand. So.
No. Do you know what mother would be on the list if you like great mothers? The James Cameron women, the Sarah Connor, of course, the Queen Alien, Ripley, wonderful mothers.
Queen Alien's probably a pretty decent pick, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a kind and caring mother.
But we'll do next year good moms. This year we'll be bad moms and bad dads.
I mean, okay, so one more that's on this because apparently there's several lists from.
I bet there is. Yeah.
For the first Friday the 13th, Mrs. Voorhees.
Oh heck yeah!
She's a bad mom. Why she loves? She's doing what she did to get revenge for her kid. Isn't she killing all the camp counselors because they let her drown? Is that the point?
I mean, yeah, that doesn't make you a good person.
Yeah, that doesn't.
Okay, I mean,
listen. While I understand her motives,
still accidental death of my kid. So I'm going to murder X amount of people and rock this many families to their core. Not really a good person.
You tell me you wouldn't feel the same way.
Oh, no, look, that doesn't make me a good person.
Fair. Okay, fair. But like, there's a difference between a good person or a bad person and a bad mom.
Sure.
Because like she was a good mom to him. I mean,
he's dead.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
out of her control. But yeah.
And the other one is still actually on my list. I forgot we didn't talk about is the mom from $1 Million Baby.
Oh,
actually, the entire family from $1 Million Baby sucks real bad.
Oh, yeah.
But that's also a really good movie. So
movie, yeah.
If you guys have never seen, shout out to $1 Million Baby for real for being like Oscar and stuff. So check that one out.
Oh, the mom from Wild Robot. The robot.
The possum. I thought she was a good mom.
No, they're all good moms.
Why are we shouting out? Mom.
No, they're all great moms.
I'm sure Disney, if you really got out to it, this is for moms.
Because for a while, bad dads too.
For a while, that was kind of the thing. It's like mom and dad are either shitty or dead.
Yeah,
like period.
A lot of dead parents.
Yeah.
Look, it ain't broke, don't fix it. For a lot of years, that was their success margin. I'm sure in Marvel, even some really bad, like Where is Rachel Weisz? Bad mom, absentee mother, bad mom.
Yeah. So moms, don't be shitty. Don't be like these moms we've been called out. Thanks.
So yeah, we'll do this again for Father's Day.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is good.
I'm sure I'll find other things we get to call out shitty characters, and there's a lot of tropes you can fall into, like shitty coaches.
Oh yeah.
Like shitty coworkers.
Yeah.
Like in movies, things like that.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah,
there's lots of stuff out there.
Indeed.
It was just because Mother's Day is such a good holiday.
It really
It's a good thing, celebration. I thought it'd be fun to
contrast it with bad.
Yeah.
Why not? Well, boys, now we have now come to the movie of the week, Fight or Flight.
It's certainly a movie.
It's a movie.
I really had a good time
about fighting,
film roll,
and flying,
and flying, yeah,
and flighting.
Okay, so let's get some particulars out of the way. Do you guys know the Roman Tomatoes number on this?
Or like 56.
You want to take a stab, like a real stab?
Oh, hold on. So the critic ratings like probably 40s, and audience is like 60s.
You say fucking higher than that?
Much higher.
Oh wow! All right, what is it?
Go ahead, Roger. Yes.
If it's much higher, I mean, you said 75 and 75.
You were very close. 76 and 74.
That's as close as you could get.
Well, I mean, I only went there because you said
I know.
you had to go higher. But
you said I would never have guessed this because, like, to me, like,
there's no reason to not like this movie, right?
Well, that's the thing. Like, thumbs up, thumbs down. Christian, want to lead us in?
Oh yeah. So let's get this into thumbs up, thumbs down, approve or disapprove.
What's the Metacritic?
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. That's the thing is, it's fun. It's like you don't.
What's the Metacritic?
I bet it's
lower.
I bet it's not good.
It needs to be.
Is it higher than 50?
It needs to be 40s.
It's higher than 50, isn't it? Is it lower than 60?
By 1.
59?
There's no. So listen.
That's 10 points away. Hold on. That's 10 points away from what we said. 70 is probably the most one. It's 10 points.
There's no way. So this is where the realm of expectation and nuance just destroys the perspective of what a film is. Because listen, I like this movie. I thumbs up it. I agree that this movie is worth your time to go watch. If you look at this trailer or see Hartnett in it, or whatever reason you say, I think I want to see that movie, you're probably going to enjoy yourself to a degree. This movie's not fucking good. This movie's not better than a 5. You know what I mean? Out of 10,
I would probably.
Well, so no, I don't want to do it that way because like a 59 is a good score.
Yeah,
it is.
It's very watchable.
It's like, look, I can see where on Rotten Tomatoes, like, especially the audience score, like, there's no reason to not like this movie. Like, if you ended up going into a theater to see Fight or Flight after watching a trailer, you probably got everything you expected.
Yeah, exactly.
And I guess critically, though, there's nothing I can say that's really bad about it.
Critically? Oh, there's plenty you can say critically.
Well, but okay, so hear me out for a second.
Yeah.
If you saw a trailer, if you're a movie critic, and you're like, all right, here's the story for Fight or Flight.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have a synopsis, you see a trailer, and you go watch it. You sit there and you watch it. I think you do the exact same thing a regular non-critical person goes, like, yeah, I get that. Like, I can absolutely, because just remember, with Rotten Tomatoes, you're not giving it a 75 out of 100. You're giving it
a pass or fail. Yeah, I get that.
I can see where more people would pass it. Now, on Metacritic...
So Metacritic got problems. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Because...
I have a problem with Metacritic.
We have watched several things.
There's a lot of 10s on
it. Jesus Christ.
Like...
Jesus.
What did we watch recently that was only like a 51 that we all kind of dug? What was that?
I don't remember.
I don't know.
I'm blinded by rage. So, like...
I don't really remember what we watched last week, so... Now, Thunderbolts, I'm really good at my job.
Can you tell me what the Metacritic for Smoking Aces is? I know it's an old movie that people go back and look at.
It's slower.
There's no way that this is better than Smoking Aces.
I fucking love Smoking Aces.
Well, I would tend to agree with. I'm in your camp on this. I'm 100%. It's a 45.
What?
Well, that's okay. You're getting into. Here's where I think some of the problem comes in. I think a lot of the people reviewing this, we're getting to the point like it's so far removed from better movies that they don't.
What was Metacritic on the account? 2.
Lower than it should have been.
No, but it was high.
But it's lower than 59.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was near 70.
Hold on.
we're mid-show analyzing, and
Well,
I'm here for it.
It takes a mid-show. I'm trying to call Chris 50. It's one less than Spider, and I think it's a whole lot better than Spider-Man.
Okay.
Chris is like seething. I can see his neck.
All right, let's do one more, and you'll understand the question. Do a working man.
That's a good call. 44.
50.
See, that's not too far off.
See, okay. I think Working Man and The Accountant 2 are functionally better movies.
I agree with that, but I wouldn't. So I wouldn't say that they're significantly better.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, here's the thing though, if this movie fell in between those two movies on Metacritic, I don't think I'd have a problem with it. I have a problem with it being almost 60 more than those two. Than I have a problem with it being better than those movies. Do you understand?
All
what I mean?
three of those movies being a 5 makes sense, right? If this is a 6 and those ones are 5s, that's wrong.
But
it's just wrong.
Well, but the thing is, it's not a 6 though. It's almost a 6. And The Accountant, in their metric, is almost a 6.
Well, Smoking Aces is a 4.5. That's where it gets you. This is a 5.
Here's the thing, though. That's probably right.
God, no. I'm going to disagree with you on that one. I think Smoking Aces has a better. If you're putting them both in the realm of, I think Smoking Aces takes itself a little more seriously than this film.
This movie is just Smoking Aces, but on a plane, essentially.
Well,
it ends up feeling like once you're in it.
I think what hurts Smoking Aces is there's so much going on at any given time. It's so hard to coordinate all that stuff. And so some of it ends up not making a whole lot of sense. I think I remember at the time, the thing was like, there's all this going on up top, and then there's the hitman, Joel Edgerton was the guy with the hair, like, there's so much going on that may or may not make any sense, and Piven, again, like, almost offs himself, and
what was Beekeeper, the Metacritic?
The what?
Beekeeper?
What's
Beekeeper was higher than Working Man, I know that. But Beekeeper was a better movie compared to Working Man.
I think so too.
Like, that one should live in the realm of a 6, I think. Because it's not just action movie slop. It has a little bit of heart to it. It has a very specific thing that it's chasing down.
Same 3. Yeah, I never would have guessed this movie is worse than all the movies we've just talked about.
Metacritic Bullet Train.
Ooh, that's the thing.
If that has to be higher. It's going to be higher. It's going to be higher.
I'm around the movies I can compare here. So
it's going to be 6. It's going to be like a 64.
Hold on, Metacritic on Bullet Train is 49.
Oh,
and
really?
It's what doesn't make any sense.
I wouldn't have expected that.
Let's calm down.
He's so fucking
have a Tijuana mama. Have a Tijuana mama. All right,
we derailed the entire conversation.
Well, no, so let's talk about it then.
This has been Fight or Flight pre-talk. Okay, I'm ready to talk about the movie.
So here's the thing. So Fight or Flight on Metacritic, and I will say, so this is in defense of the high score, and I'm going to say why is there's only 2 reviews in the people, and there's far fewer in the critic reviews that tend to be higher. So I think this is a lesser.
You said for Metacritic?
For Metacritic, the reviews are less, but they're more, they're higher.
Maybe in a couple of weeks.
Maybe just needs time to sit.
Maybe we come back and check Fight or Flight.
Maybe just needs time to marinate.
I haven't checked.
Dear listener, remind me in a couple of weeks to check out.
Well, here's the thing. I don't check Jeremy John until after we record the episode. I want all my thoughts to be my own. So I'll look at them when I go home to see what the disconnect is. But though I didn't hate this movie, I never would have guessed it was better than any of the ones we just mentioned. I mean, and on a serious note, Beekeeper is functionally a better movie. Like,
this is better.
Train is.
I think this is better than Working Man. If I had to pick the 2, Working Man was just weird at certain points and jumbled. This has a very. It's because the movie is simple. It has a through line that literally doesn't stop, so it's hard to fuck that up.
Well, same thing. It's the same reason why we talked about earlier. Lion King clearly Gladiator. Lion King's a tighter 90, and it's much stronger than Lion King. Sure, that's what I'm talking about. That's why it wins. Same reason why this one might win. This one, Working Man's long and it's weird, and it gets kind of 2 hours and 10 minutes, and
I think the thing though is I wouldn't argue this movie is infinitely better or worse than Bullet Train because the idea.
I have a problem with that.
Well, the idea is very similar, right? Like the only issue that I think that really stands out is one: this is shorter than Bullet Train for sure.
Yes,
there's far more star power
in Bullet Train.
Well, yes, you're Pitt.
Well,
and a ton of other people.
Everybody else.
Taylor Johnson.
Yes. There is nobody in this movie except Josh Hartnett.
Yes.
That has
No, the FBI lady, I've seen her before.
like Katie Sackhoff. Yeah,
Yeah.
And the one who ends up being Ghost, she's one of
okay.
them, but not in this one. Where
Bollywood. I mean, that makes sense, sure, but like that's not really much going on there. So.
Welcome to the party, buddy. Yeah, no, I feel
so
so
bad.
movies.
I like it.
It's I feel the same way.
But here's the thing, though. He likes this movie.
I did. Yeah. Like, I do.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the good and the bad.
Yeah, let's talk
Well,
about
no, here's a real short story. What Fight or Flight is. So Josh Hartnett is a former Secret Service agent, right? Yeah. Former Secret Service agent who has basically been stuck in Thailand for multiple years because they put him on a red notice, no fly list. Yep. Can't fucking leave. Which has got to be one either extraordinarily awesome or terrible. I can't figure out which one. He's not having a great time.
It probably starts one way and ends another.
Yeah, he's got a drinking problem. And he gets a call from, it says absolute fucking cunt on his phone thing.
Well,
which is
absolutely fucking CU.
Yeah.
And ends up doing a protection detail on somebody who turns out to be like a counter-terrorist, environmental terrorist. I don't know. I don't really know how to classify that.
Yeah.
So that's a bug.
It's fine.
But I mean, listen, short story is 10 minutes later, he's on an airplane. And he's got to protect this lady until they land.
Yep. And this movie has no problem turning on, setting up, and taking off, right? And like it just.
But none of it makes sense.
You know what?
I didn't think it mattered.
It didn't matter to me when I was watching it.
I think when you hear my points, I think it might.
Maybe.
However, what you said is so the objective. So here's the thing: he only makes things. He needs to protect someone. He doesn't have
Yeah.
And then he needs from assassins. And apparently, 90% of his planes, which is great.
90% is probably not an inaccurate.
Well, but that's great for us because we can watch fight scenes. But like,
flying a plane is constant.
Yeah,
that close quarters. But
so like, so was this plane going to be if the world hadn't learned that this person was going to be on this flight, would there have been people coming from like that have been an empty flight then? Yeah. How do all these people get up? These questions like maybe I should ask them, but let's.
I mean, listen, I don't look at the logistics of like Hitman and stuff because we see plenty of movies where they just teleport places.
Yeah.
So they'll be in Chicago and they'll take a phone call and the screen will flash.
The next day
it'll be like fucking Sweden.
Yeah.
That's 19 fucking hours.
It's 3 airports.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Josh Hartnett for a second.
Yeah. He's fucking awesome.
He in the late 90s, early 2000s, he was one of the go-to young men lead.
Awesome. The first movie I saw him.
What was it?
Pearl Harbor.
Faculty.
Oh, yeah, that's an excellent Invasion of the Body.
It's not an excellent movie, but
I think that movie's
it's pretty good though. It's pretty good.
I think the way it's written.
It doesn't.
I just remember being flabbergasted when like the villain was from Ohio. I was like, oh, that makes so much sense.
And that was
there's a lot when that.
There are a lot of
names in that movie. You don't see more, but they were all. He was Zeke.
Zeke. Yeah.
What a great name!
What a shit name.
Yeah,
he made the fucking like weird like meth.
Yeah.
In pens. It's And Femke Jensen was a teacher that like, yeah. But we can do a show on that one day. But anyway, so Josh Hartnett,
deep psyche,
right? Yeah.
I was told that
these were core memories for Grace.
They are. They just started Black Hawk Down. Core memories. I don't know about that.
Listen,
look, I want to die, but I don't know about that.
But I want specifically
stiff stocks, sir.
But we talked about recently Black Hawk Down. Can you just eat your Tijuana mama and be happy, please? Thank you, sir.
Hey, listen, clearly it's free advertising dollars.
Put big meat out. Go now. So, Josh Hartnett, I think the reason this movie's scoring so high has got to do with he's got to be part of the sauce.
I think he's very good here.
He knows the character he's playing and he plays it well. That's the thing. And so, like, I was laughing. I told Roger before he got here of like when after there's like a first scuffle and he changes his outfit, he puts on this like blue tracksuit.
They're pajamas.
It doesn't fit. And like the camera for some reason is super low and he's trying them on. He's like puts his sleeve on it like he's like And then he stands up, and the pant leg is like
Yep.
3 inches too short.
Yeah.
He tries to put his gun, it just falls
Just
down.
falls
You
down.
just see him go, like, oh, I laughed so hard at that. Because that's how we're going. Like, and then it kind of just goes from there. And how he discovers who the person is goes is like another, like, really?
Yeah.
That's how you're going to describe. That's how the script tells me whose ghost is. It's a great premise. It just the movie never goes beyond a great premise into like anything better. But
Sure.
it's likable in like the same way that Bullet Train is likable.
I'm sorry, I don't want to derail conversation. Chris, you have a movie theater story real quick?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
about,
sorry.
I want to talk about movie theater etiquette because you're talking about how you were laughing, right? Which reminded me of there was a specific group of people in my theater that were just yucking it up every time something was meant to be funny, like the focus group thing where like it's like
So Grayson was in your theater,
probably, but like it's like what's funny in a movie, and like they focus group test it. These people laughed at all the jokes, so they included all the jokes.
They're not all funny.
But when you guys go into a theater, let's pretend like the movie theater is almost empty, right?
Okay.
Maybe someone else.
Are we together or are we separate?
No, you're coming in by yourself.
Oh, just me.
Yeah, just you. You know, you walk into a movie theater. You make that turn, and you can see all the seats. And there's a spackling of one or two people all by themselves up in like the top corner.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you walk in. You're like, okay, I've scoped out my seat. You know, you go like it's like middle-ish, but like middle-ish to the left, and you sit down. You're ready. Everything's set up. You get your wallet in one of the tray holders or something. You got your popcorn and your drink out. And you're ready. You are established in your seat.
You were there for
claimed your territory.
Yeah. You are. This is your spot. Your flag is planted. What happens when you are sitting there, ready to enjoy yourself in your Josh Hartnett, whatever his name is?
Josh Hartnett.
Yeah. And a family of not one, not two, but 3 fully adult people sit down, not in front of, not behind you, but actually in the seat directly adjacent to you. I'm not even talking
like not even the space.
Not between. A space between. They sit right next to you. There is an entire movie theater that they could have sat in. But they chose the seat right next to you.
Fuck no.
My drink was in the cup holder. This lady sat down and shared with me. You know what I mean? Like,
oh my god,
how? This is not okay, right? Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for getting up and huffing loudly and then going 1 row back?
It's a loud huff.
Okay. I commend you for going just a row back. I may have been tempted to sit directly behind them.
Put your feet up.
Fucking stomp their seat. Like listen, that shit would infuriate me. Because listen, we go to the movies a lot. I go to the movies a lot by myself for this show, right? Because it's sometimes just easier that way. I have a 9-seat box that should be unoccupied. Listen,
explain what that means.
It varies. It was like, look, with Thunderbolts, if it was busy, I get it.
It varies by how crowded the theater.
But like for this movie, there were 6 people in my fucking movie theater. Okay, so my 9-seat box is the 3 in front of me, the 2 if I'm by myself, the 3 in front of me, and the 2 directly beside me on either side, and the 3 behind me. Like, you don't need to fucking sit there.
Yeah.
You don't need to be in my periphery.
This is my cue.
I don't need to hear you snicker. I don't need to hear you fucking breathe. I don't need to see a light off your fucking phone. Like, I don't need that. Stay the fuck away from me. I would have done the exact same thing, except I would have been like, what the fuck are you doing?
They had the audacity when the movie ended. The woman didn't turn, who was the one that sat next to me, the wife or whatever. But like the guy like turned and said, "We didn't bother you by sitting next to you, did we?"
Did you say yes?
I said I moved, didn't I? And I walked out. Like I was already on my way because I was so mad. But
the naivety of this man to not even fucking know, or he's trying to goad you for some reason.
Yeah, which is why I just left.
But it's like, dude, you fucking sat beside me.
I don't need another charge. You know what I mean? I'm just
not trying to catch the charge.
Yeah,
well, I get the movie ready. However, there's nothing that says you can't do that.
No, listen, it's the same as a urinal.
135. Yeah.
I mean, if you show a picture of 5 urinals, there is one correct answer, no matter how many bodies are in there. You know what I mean?
135. Yes.
Yeah. Here's the thing: if there are only 2 urinals, no one says a word. But like, you chose to come pee beside me. Like, look, large scale sporting event, you take whatever is available.
I mean,
just life.
I mean,
you start trying to handle that.
Sometimes
I
it's
get jokes because I'm an asshole.
sometimes it's soft life. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You know that is real
I don't
weird.
see that too much anymore.
I know.
I get the movie is what it is. I think he was trying. You're hearing your story. I think he was trying to get away with it.
I think at the end maybe, but I think just the choice to sit there was because it was closer to the middle than I was, but like there were so many rows to choose from. Why mine, brother? it's. But
well, the sound is optimized for a specific.
I don't know
for one specific seat in the theater. I get it. Like even like the 5 rows either direction, up or down, you're still going to get 90.
Yeah, I'll get it up comment. Yeah. I don't think these people even understand sound and how it works.
No, it's just Oh God.
No, I hated that.
I would consider leaving. Like I would be so fucking mad
if I hadn't been able to just go up, just get a row back and be fine. I may have.
I commend you for getting up and moving. Like I moved a while ago in a movie I was at by myself when somebody sat within like 10 seats of me.
Yeah.
Because I was the only person in the fucking movie theater.
Yeah.
I shouldn't see you.
Brother, I shouldn't have to see you during this show.
Like, no.
Yeah. I mean,
fucking disappear. Phantom. Boom, gone.
It's one of those things where, like, I get it. It's America. It's a free country. People can sit where they want. They paid for a ticket.
Freedom
but,
is free.
But, like, why? That's what it comes down to in my brain. But
there's a whole week dedicated to, like, someone will buy. If he's watching it, he goes to a Tuesday matinee, and there's one ticket sold on your phone, he'll sit right next to the person. He'll buy that seat, and he'll do a whole channel. That's like, I get it. He's doing it for laughs. He's doing it for the shock value of watching it.
Yeah, so that person's experience probably ruined. But that's not.
You're right about that. The etiquette is just give people breathing room. Only even if, like, go back to COVID times, like, don't fucking be around anybody. Just don't be in the bubble.
Listen, I'd have been mad if it was one seat over. Don't get me wrong. Like, that wouldn't have made it better. But the seat right next to me made it worse.
But even when I go with my friends, and, like, there's still a seat between us.
Sure, like if all 3 of us went to a movie,
there'd be a 6-seat
spread. Yeah, it should be at least a 6-seat spread. Like, look, if we all went in there and it was completely packed, we found 3 in a row, I have no problem sitting beside you.
Agreed.
Totally different scenario. But I mean, I've had to have the interaction where I had reserved seats and there were people in them. And like, here's the thing, I wasn't even nice. I was like, these are my seats. The guy's like, can't you sit somewhere else? I was like, get the fuck out of my seat. Why would you need to get the fuck out of my seat?
What happened?
He got the fuck out of my seat. What's he gonna do?
Yeah, he has the ticket.
That's happening a lot.
Like, look,
he knows he's the ass.
I don't want to be the guy like, I'll just go get somebody and then you're going to get fucking thrown out of here because you're stupid. Just get out of the seat. You could have picked any other seat in the theater.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
It happens to me a lot because I'm usually a one of these movies.
Yeah.
So, like, if someone's like, hey, man, my daughter wants to sit there, I'm like,
sorry.
Instead of start a fight, I'll just go somewhere else. But, like,
but only if there's room, though, because
sometimes you're right.
Because now you're in someone else's seat.
It happens.
Lady, you know what I mean?
That happened a lot. And there were several times I'd be like, God, I have to watch the movie now, and that's the seat I paid for.
Yeah,
so your daughter can sit somewhere else. Like, I don't know what to tell you. But, like,
more mismanagement is not my problem.
I agree, 100%.
Now, I mean, like, this could be old man yells at cloud moment, you know what I mean? But, like, I don't think I'm wrong on this. But people could back me up, yes or no. But,
look,
it is
if you think it's okay to go into a mostly empty theater and sit directly beside a stranger you've never met before, let us know what you think. I will light you up in the comments.
I did do it this once, about a year and a half ago.
That's funny.
But, like, he looked at me like he was going to kill me, and it was a joke. I get it, but, like,
but then Gran Turismo happened, and I walked in, and you were like, hey, and we ended up watching the whole movie.
Me and Chris ended up at the same movie accidentally, so we were the only 2 people in there. Yep. And we walked in, and we went completely different directions. He's like, "You don't want to sit by me?" I'm like, "No."
It was just at that point, it was just a nod.
It wasn't anything mean. Yep. It was just like, I like it over here, man.
I just want to be in anyone's space, so I don't have to. Like, why would you want that?
Yeah. It's like, look, I have a couch that has 3 seats. I don't want somebody directly beside me when I'm like kicked all the way back, unless it's a full house. Then I get it. Like, I'm trying to chill out here.
And
we do this for fun. I don't get fucking paid for this.
Tangent over.
Good. You feel good?
Yeah.
There's tangent.
There's so many tangents happening today. I'm so sorry.
They need it now.
All right, so back to fight or flight.
Back to
Yeah.
flight. Let's do another
We should
15
have
minutes.
instead of flight.
So let's just talk about like why do you think it's scoring so highly?
So I don't know why it scores so high, but I will tell you, like, I do like this movie. Like, I think it's okay.
I like it too.
I don't think it's ever at any point better than okay, though. And it's definitely sequel baited for another one.
Well, so, I mean, the sequel baiting is funny, but it's almost like a movie like this does that in case it is like a cult classic or it catches on. So, okay, we have something built into where we can do another one now that we've made money on it. But like, I think it's doing well because of Hartnett, right? Like, I think so.
Yes. Well, let me ask you a question. Do you know when this came out?
Oh, this is a good question.
Friday.
No.
When did it go out?
It came out in the U.S. on Friday. It's been out for like 6 weeks in the U.K.
Oh, okay. Huh. Interesting.
It's weird, right?
Hmm.
I don't understand that. Like, I found that out doing some research. Yeah.
Well, like, and so I think it's doing well because he's in it, and the movie is simple and fun. So, like we didn't see the trailer going into this, right? But like we were watching.
Somebody
it.
did.
You know what I mean? But other people that
I bet you the people in your theater did.
Yeah, I bet you everyone that chose to see this film, 90% of them have seen the trailer. They're there for a reason. They think it looks like fun. So there's a market for this kind of audience. Obviously, not a huge market, but like the movie's simple, straightforward, gets to the point, and it is a fun ride while you're there. Is there too much shaky cam for my liking? Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
But like I don't like shaky.
I'm a fan.
However, this movie is very punchy, and I don't mean that it like they punch a lot. I mean even like when the action's happening, it feels like a comic book sound effect is happening, and in a good way. I think that's the feeling that gives me the Smoking Aces feel. It's very almost like comic booky, like pow, bam, smack. It is very.
There was a lot of thump.
There really was and like all the action is very just like kinetic. I think is a good word.
What about the first time he kills the guy in the bathroom?
Dude, when he lifts him up, it was like, oh, okay. And the fact that he's like stoned out of his gourd the whole time he's fighting, and like so he's like limp.
He ends up like a bunch of toad venom.
Yeah,
which is. Yes, dude. When he spikes her with that ice axe and it's just sparkling flame, I was like, "Whoa, what's going on?" Then they cut like real life. It was just blood splatter. I thought that was very clever.
I was wondering what happened. I thought maybe like someone shot her from underneath, he sunk that thing, and it was like, oh, okay. So I mean, the movie is fun in those ways, and again, the action. I think the word I'm going with is kinetic. It's very like you can feel the energy of like all the action scenes, which I think is cool, frenetic. Yeah,
it's like what some movie World War C.
Yeah,
when the plane there's an outbreak in cabin, and then they somehow are able to keep quiet and stack suitcases up without disturbing. Like it doesn't. As soon as one fight went off, all these assassins would have been acutely aware. Oh. Now I know what I.
Oh yeah, it's like and tell me you're fighting on a plane. No one here.
The entire first class lounge is one old lady and 9 assassins.
And that one sport is like
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like
4 Indian.
I get why it's a better score. I don't like on paper. I understand. I think you're high. It's better than Bullet Train because Bullet Train is doing more. It's longer. It's got more character. It's got more depth. You can't.
It's got this much.
I don't want to.
But I appreciate this much more depth.
I don't want to reward a movie like this because it's simply shorter and has less going on. It feels weird to reward that, but maybe that is because it's like Aladdin and Gladiator. Like
there's nothing wrong with being a quick, compact story either, because like it does fulfill everything a movie should fulfill.
Yes, but nothing makes sense in the universe it's set. Like as the first fight popped off, everyone would have been aware. It would have been I would have been it. One big fight. Yeah. Wouldn't have been broken up in like.
Yeah, but this movie works because the universe that we're being shown it's tongue in cheek.
Yeah, sure.
It's just you have to accept that it works, right? And that way you can have fun with the film. And like I can, you know what I mean? Like I can have fun with that. Did I have problems with this thing? All over the place. There's a lot of characters that suck. Like we don't need any of the side plot stuff happening. No. Like we need 0% of that.
Well, they wanted to put in the child slavery and child working is like that was her motivation.
Yeah,
but I get like
that's the problem.
Well, no, because that's bad anyway.
Well, no, it made sense why that was her motivation.
Yeah.
Well, no, but that makes sense. They don't spend too much time on it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So I like it.
Things that like I don't understand in this movie is like, while I thought it was hilarious, is like, why do the guys with the Bibles end up killing the
Mormons? I couldn't figure
why
out.
did they kill the pilots?
They did too,
And
right?
then-
And then my favorite thing happens. One of them comes
My
down.
favorite
And
thing.
Someone killed the pilot.
Someone killed the pilot, and the other one does this. Like, why did they kill the pilot?
Also, I
the
think
door open and they
taking
would just
a
strike.
flare
And they
into
beat
the eye
somebody.
would be a shit way to go.
Yeah, I think so.
I was ready for one of the pilots to be an assassin too, because why not, right? In this movie, of
Hey.
assassins.
It would have fucking fit.
Yeah, right. Like,
Yeah.
like you wouldn't have been shocked. It would went well with the tongue in cheek humor happening on screen. But no, they just both get murdered.
It just doesn't make it's just they needed a reason to kill pilots, so
Yeah,
they just
I
did it
think
really quick.
choreography wise, like there's some decent fights here.
Yeah, I agree.
And then there's a lot of good fights that get kind of like snowed over because the fact that he's high off toad venom,
yeah,
that you don't really know what's going on, and then like it keeps flashing to like what he's seeing
yeah.
and to like what's actually happening. And I thought that was
It was
cool.
fun, right?
Yeah, it was
What
fun.
was the hole in the plane? That becomes
We still
an
have-
issue.
Well,
Still-
so
Like that tends to
when
destroy your landing.
well,
Duct tape.
what happened is theoretically, because this is what would happen if a plane had a big fucking hole in it. You drop down to where the pressure is more equalized, so
Yeah.
people don't get sucked out.
Yeah.
And that's why they immediately go into the dive. And that's how you get the cool like flying and kicking each other in the air fight scene. That's what they're doing. The plane is going back down.
Sure, and I get that, but like it becomes a non-issue about 2 minutes later. Like
Well,
there's still 20 minutes of
It becomes a non-issue when like we don't know what happens at the end of this movie anyway.
Yeah.
Like,
well, they sequel bait it. Like right.
well, no,
right
but
to the
like
sequel.
he goes out cold and wakes up. Like we missed a large chunk of things that had to happen.
Of course,
Like we don't even know where the fuck they are.
Yeah.
I assume somewhere in the Middle East. Some of the conversation earlier in the
There's some war-torn country.
Yeah,
she's saving the world again. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's
The good. The bad news is we're not.
No, good, you're alive.
The bad news is we're
I
not.
need
And credits.
Yeah.
I didn't stay till the end.
Phase 3 starts. You know what I mean? Like that's.
Was there anything after?
I didn't stay.
No, I didn't stay.
I'll look it up real quick. I don't think there's.
I doubt there will be in something like this.
But like the thing about I think Fight or Flight is it's a fun movie. I saw it with my brother. We both had a good time in it. It's one of those things we talk for 20 minutes afterwards, and we'll never ever see it again.
Nope.
Like I will never watch this again. I promise you. Only because there's better versions. Like when I watch it, I'm just gonna watch both, like Pure and Simple, or Snakes on a Plane, or Con Air,
Or Smoking Aces.
or Smoking Aces.
I keep bringing up Smoking Aces and like.
No, but that's a much better.
Well,
When I think about it.
I just feel like in like other episodes and stuff
Sure.
that we've talked about, like I just need to watch Smoking Aces one more time because it's been so long.
I don't need
So-
to watch.
Here's the thing with Smoking Aces, because I just watched it fairly recently.
Okay.
It's kind of losing some of the shine.
Yeah.
It does.
Why?
unfortunately.
Tell me why.
I just think like it just feels old. Like it's the scenario that they're in is one big deal, and the fact that like nowadays they would just burn the whole fucking building down.
Fair.
They'd be like, this whole place is overrun. Just nuke it. Like that's pretty much what fucking. Like they go way too like we're gonna roll in with guns. No, just blow the fucking building up.
Yeah.
That's it.
Burn it down. They can't go anywhere.
But it's. I think the problem with Smoking Aces is it tries to take itself super seriously because the whole thing with
Doesn't look like it's anything.
and Haller in his face and
Yeah.
the father son thing. It gets kind of really into the weeds. It's also early Chris Pine, too. He's one of the guys in the. He was in the elevator. Yeah, early Chris Pine. The Fight or Flight though, it's one of those. It's just. I think it works on like some levels
I
and
think it's
doesn't
fun.
on others.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to overanalyze a movie like Fight or Flight. Legitimately, we don't really need
Well,
to.
the critics aren't. So
Well, yeah. Well, but the
Or
real
they
thing
are.
is, do you want to watch an over the top beat 'em up that takes place on an airplane? Like that. That's really it. Like
beat 'em up isn't even like the right.
Or rather,
beat 'em up.
shoot 'em up sounds better.
Beat 'em up? I don't know.
Stab 'em up. Beat 'em up.
A lot of stabbing.
A lot of bleeding.
not even do you want to watch it. If you think you like it, then this movie is absolutely for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's not too many that.
Okay, let me ask a question. So I'm going to deep dive here. Do you guys remember the movie Guns Akimbo?
Yeah.
Daniel
with
Radcliffe.
Harry Potter.
Like this kind of got that weird vibe to it too.
Yeah.
Like,
And that movie also did not take itself seriously.
No,
and it
I like
benefited
that.
because of it. I mean, it's pretty good.
Agreed.
Some Prime, right?
watch Guns Akimbo. Fucking wrong.
He has guns like what? Like
They're fucking pop
soldered
riveted.
on.
Yeah, like welded to his hand.
and he has no choice but participating. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Harry Potter. So plus there, but
Very not Harry Potter.
No, but the thing is, like, I'm very confused about how it's getting the score that it's getting.
It's not
I
gonna
can
make it.
see
Didn't make
why.
any money. So-
Yeah, let's just let the score thing bake. I'm fine. I had my moment.
Chris was really.
A little grumpy, but like, I don't really have anything else to say about it. So like,
Okay, here's the thing.
There's not a ton of much I want to say, but I mean,
but it's not.
I don't think there's much to say about this movie. Like you can what can you dig into the nuance of of how good the story could have been, or can you discuss
characters like why
what characters? There's
There
one
are
and a half.
two-
Well,
two
Ghost
characters.
1.5.
Okay.
Well, Ghost is a cool character.
Ghost is not a cool character.
The idea of ghosts.
Well, fair. Okay, the idea of this movie is better than executed. I will say.
Ghost is every female character in every single movie we have right now.
And she's plot armored to the max.
Yes, she's a strong, independent girl that's getting it done on her own and doesn't need nobody else.
Assassins can, for some reason.
And
She does. She has her own.
she's also
Months.
super independent and quippy, like every other female character.
And she's inept. The thing about she's also inept.
I can't give anybody shit about that because I'd be super quippy too.
And she knows
Oh yeah,
she just
yeah.
stupid silly. So
How many times you think you get stabbed before you die?
I mean, a lot of people get stabbed, can get stabbed up into the hundreds.
John got stabbed a lot.
He died.
He died though.
Yeah.
he died.
I mean, like, look, he came back. I will give you credit for that.
Mhm.
He definitely fucking died.
That's the real Easter miracle. Is that episode?
True,
So
but-
yeah, the story was Michael stabbed me. We'll leave that for another time.
Jesus.
That's I don't. I mean, if you don't have any vital organs,
Would you rather be stabbed or shot?
Stab.
Shoot me.
Mm.
I don't want to be stabbed.
Well, where though? That's the thing. Where?
Oh, no, I didn't ask that.
Okay, I'd rather be shot.
Yeah,
I'd rather be shot
shoot me, don't stab me.
because there's a 0% chance a knife goes through an Alex. 100%. There's at least a chance. The
Listen,
bullet-
I've seen a lot. For whatever reason, I see a lot of people get stabbed through their hand lately, and I don't like it because it always ends with it coming back out of their hand, and I don't like
I've been
that.
stabbed before. It's not fun. Shoot me. It's
Okay.
that's all we need. So
You're just gonna gloss
Plastic
over that?
coloring doesn't count.
what?
Oh yeah.
We should talk about real family matters. Anything else to talk about with Firefly? We wrap her up.
I mean, it's just it comes down to those one of the things where this movie is working for the audience that wants to go see it,
Sure.
and that's
Sure.
and that's a fantastic thing. I'm happy to see our boy get some work.
Yeah,
because-
like look, he's good in this movie.
and he's got
He's a fucking Jack too, by the way.
he's got the same energy that who's Leonidas? I can't remember the top of my head.
Butler.
He's got the same energy as like Gerard Butler does, except he doesn't have the cool accent, right?
So Gerard Butler has really slipped in divorced dad energy, though.
I feel like that's the same energy coming from him in this.
No, this is I never got custody of my kid energy.
Fair enough. You know what I mean?
Those are different.
They are.
Misunderstand.
But they're similar. They're adjacent.
Supervised vegetation.
You guys didn't see that. Like you guys saw the twist of the people back in the office. Like you guys
Yeah.
saw those. Like, from the very
Yeah,
beginning. They're almost caricatures of bad guys themselves.
Yeah,
they're so poorly acted.
Probably everything's a character.
Caricature.
Well, the thing the thing on everyone's cell phones. That's not. I mean, phones haven't been around forever, but like the picture, like that's straight from John Wick, right? Like that's straight from.
I don't know if it's from John Wick. I think it's just
Every assassin.
it's such a common trope that it's just a trope. You know. what I
Okay,
mean?
fair.
I mean, they kind of shit like Mr. and Mrs. Smith like 100 years ago.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that was 2006.
That was-
Everyone rolls over, looks at it, and sees who it is. He's like, nah.
Yeah. So I mean, like again, like this is working for the audience that this is made for, and that's fantastic. This movie is not great. This movie,
$2.5 million worth of technology. It's not a lot.
No.
it's just it is like this movie
You
literally.
said you'd never watch this again, really? I think I would.
The thing is, hold on. Let me ask you. Okay,
For pay-
okay. If you're on Netflix, like, well, that looks good, and 2 over, you can see Bullet Train. Which one you watch? Bullet Train's right.
I don't know. Like, I don't know.
I think there's situations where you turn on either of them. I'm saying, I think the better question is, if you're flipping through the channels and TNT is playing mid afternoon and it's already about 20 minutes in, do you,
Probably watch for
do you
listen,
just let it run?
watch for a few minutes.
Well,
Right.
why do you?
Look, I left the TV on in the living room.
And
I walk by, it's on. I sit down and be like, haha, yeah. I kick back, watch for 15 minutes, and I go back to doing whatever I was supposed to be doing.
That's what this
Like, I go get the fucking laundry, and I forget the shit's on.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. In that case, I'd watch this again.
Or you forget the laundry.
But I'm never turning it on,
Yeah,
seeing it out on.
Well, sir, that's what I mean. Is like I'm never like this is never going to enter my digital library.
It will not touch my curated library.
No, well, even maybe $5 purchase.
I mean, like, look, it fits right into a genre.
It really does.
But it's fun, and that's what fun matters, as you always say.
It does. So. Like, listen, you like Bullet Train, you like John Wick, those kind of things. It should.
What's the
work
next?
for you.
What's the next thing our boy Hartnett needs to do? Like movie, like movie.
Well, he's actually got a lot.
Oh, he's back, baby.
Yeah.
But if you guys want a deep dive that's really going to piss you off, not going to really piss you off, look at the movies he's turned down. Oh my goodness,
he's turned down.
He could have been the biggest star in the world. Yeah, he's turned down some Nolan films. He's turned down Will Smith movies. Oh,
I mean, he's got to have reasons for that, right?
You know what I mean? He wanted to disappear and have a family.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll never.
Yeah,
I'm not coming back
yeah,
for that.
Yeah, good for him on that.
Wait till Tom Holland disappears because he's fucking told people for years I'm going to do it.
Oh yeah,
I'm going to fill out these contracts and I'm going to take my hot ass wife and we're fucking out of here for a while. Like, look, I respect.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, I am going to do this when I'm gone for 5 years. Like it's going to happen.
Yep.
I mean,
What was
Tom Holland?
No. Trap. That was M. Night Shyamalan.
It was okay. Trap's okay.
Yeah, it was okay.
he was the dad.
He was the bad guy.
Yeah.
Again, it plays with. Yeah, it's just $2.5 million to be gone next week. Like, it's out of theaters next week. Or I mean, as soon as possible, it's gone. So yeah, no, I mean, fun. It's don't overthink it. It's a popcorn movie. I think that covers it. Right?
Yeah, I think so. And you know,
perfect beginning of summer movie.
You know what? We need those two.
Yeah, I think so. Well, thank you guys for joining.
Sure.
Thank you, listener, for watching this. Keep watching. Thank you for this episode of the Post Credits Podcast.
I saw that.
I hate you.
Oh, is it this? It's catching up. It's more.
Stop it.
Close out.
Thank you guys for joining us for episode 29 of Post Credits Podcast, where we are lucky to talk about movies with you. If you listen to this episode on an audio, please feel free to check us out on YouTube. We're a lot of fun. We clip out some stuff. We make funny faces. We do from time to time. You see Chris get really, really enraged.
I'm going to, next time he does it, I'm going to fucking digitize it out.
Maybe the guns in hands.
Actually, I don't know. Man.
But if you listen to an audio feed, it might be worth it. Chris got really upset for a couple minutes. And
it was actually funny.
You just see his rage fangs on his neck.
Then he got mad talking about the Booster Seat thing. Seat thing. Why? What the fuck?
Are you?
No.
Close up. I'm strokes.
All right, gentlemen. And if it turns on in the background, if you want to, we'll go through work. We've all done it. Pretend to work listening. Thank you for joining us. However, join us next week for.
I don't know what we're talking about next week. We haven't decided yet.
I think it's.
We're talking about a movie.
I think it's Final Destination.
God damn it!
I love my job. I love my job. I love my job. I love my job.
Out.